Tuli mu kizembe, sukali atuuse. Every once in a while, nfunayo bagayi bange bemanyi nti tuyinza okuba nabo energy, vibration nga za ddala, otegera. Kati ono gayi mwana w'abano Uganda, ne bagayi be UK bamuwamba oyinza olowooza mu Ngereza nti. You get me? Anyway, tuyina mutabani wa Omulangira Kaddu the second. Omukulu bamuyita Marvin Mulinde. Owokuna. God damn, son. Oyinaga n'amanyi agona mu passport yo.
Mwekali.
Straight out of In My Opinion podcast.
Thank you.
Oyinza okuba okalaba kalogo nga kali IMO nga tomanyi kye kategeeza naye gayi najja ne mugwako awo. I think nali ndaba ebintu bye naye eventually najja ne mugwako awo. Actually wano wenyini we tuli.
Yeah.
And it was the same day he was living with the gang.
Yes.
Somewhere around January, right?
Yeah, January.
Yeah. Mulya nnyo pate mwe bagayi.
Nang, but I'm what to say, like, you have to enjoy your life.
Kituufu.
Life's not easy. Everyone thinks life in the UK is easy. We struggle, we stress when we come here.
Marvin mwana ontwala speed gwe guy nagambye podcast tulina gikola mu Luganda.
Kare.
Onzizizaayo mu Lungereza.
Nsonyiwa.
Nze kakkirizibwa okwogera Olungereza.
Okay, nshtegere.
Kuba siroogera nnyo. Era nyenda okuva mu podcast eno ng'Olungereza lwange mita eweddeyo nga nyina okwewolayo.
Kare, kaneberemu.
Yeah, man. So kiri kitya? You're back again?
Yeah.
Okomawo emirundi emeka omwaka mu ggwanga?
Ngezaako okukomawo ng'emirundi ena. Wano ninaabo family. Ne waliwo ebintu bye tugezaako okukola, business biki okubikeberako ate also just okufuna ka break ka holiday. Abantu bangi batambula ne bagenda mu nsi nnyingi naye nze njagala nnyo ensi yange. Era nje njagala okukomawo we mba njagala ka break era ntuukira wano.
Mu travels engeri gy'o traveling, I know you connected with a bunch of homies from Niger. Diti ne oligayi bamuyitani erinnya li Uzoma. Is that how they pronounce it?
Uzoma.
Uzoma.
Yeah.
Niger. Jana yamwe nayo nagiraba. It's been oli bw'abalaba podcast yamwe like today ng'agigudeko buguku reels oba za Instagram oba za TikTok agamba akikubadda ne mwalina attempts nga 3 you know Muvani. Shout out to that girl. Mwali naye Muvani. But eventually nemu uniting ne mukola forces to Uganda, Nigeria. And I'm saying ekintu kyamwe kikuze nnyo naku zo mu hosting ne ba celebrities abali mega. So that means nti jana yamwe ebadde abantu growth bagirabi.
4 years in Katiku, I think with TikTok could equal 200 something thousand. YouTube, I think it's about
14.7K to be exact.
And Instagram is like 40,000. So tupu dewala.
I know.
Attendance support.
Couple combo 52 podcasts.
Yeah.
Get me?
Research on mukoze.
Bro,
wow.
You know how we do?
Yeah, the first project twakora yali couple combo nga tuvuga motoka nga bwetuwogera nga abantu batuwa topics naye awo kati yali ku Snapchat naye twayombanga nnyo anagenda kuvuga anasasula amafuta.
Shout out to Tish.
Yeah, Tish.
Yagenda obala ate mulina mulamwa n'abwaka.
Nagamba wayi sijja kusobola na bano ekyo nekyo tikya. Then netugamba kale ebyamu motoka tubireke katudde mu studio. Kati twali bantu 7. That's why it was 5-2. 5 boys, 2 girls. That one we only filmed one pilot. One episode netuyomba.
Right.
Netutita. Kati ebya podcast nembiti
Nobiteera ddala.
Nembiteera ddala nti kyaka bino bitulemye.
Yeah.
Kati mbambi nenfiirwa muganda wange Tyrone Mulinde.
Tyrone.
Kati we yafa ebya social media byonna nembita. I mean, when nakuza n'enviiri zange. Kwanga nazikuza nga sigena muki okusala enviiri. That's when I said, "Oh, kamale gazisiba." Kati then waliwo COVID nejja oyo DT nga ayagala kutandika podcast.
Yeah, nekyaliyo.
Nekyaliyo eri. nga baagala
waliozoleya nga bano bagayi bano mbegatteko oba sitole kino bakolako research
nga saagala jjukira nasoma nabo mbamanyi twasoma ffenna mu secondary school naye nga saaga kudambya social media naddala ne bantu bano kubanga twayombanga nnyo wadde tulina talent twayombanga nnyo naye munaku ezo nga Black Lives Matter eriwo naye nga ffe tetukkirizibwa okugenda ku protestinga diti najja nagamba katukole podcast twogere ku bintu bi affectinga community yaffe nengamba omanyi it's a really good idea segera nje nyagala nnyo community nyagala nnyo okuyamba abantu ne tukikola but it was only supposed to kubeerawo during covid bwe baatuta nga tuva mu lockdown ffenna ne tuddayo ku mulimu naye abantu ne bagamba why podcast eriwa
energy maanyi
netugamba mwali badde mugiwuliriza ffe twalowooza nti you just listen kubanga muli board awo ne tuddamu then ne tuinvestinga kati jjukira bwe twatandika nga tuli ku iphone twatandika ku recordinga ku iphone then ne tutandika okuteekamu ssente ne tugenda mu studio okutuuka kati we tuli.
Speaking of studio nzijukira ka episode kamwe ka episode 1 of the IMO ka episode yako you could tell you guys were just trying to figure it out.
Twali wakawa diti
mwali muyomba you were speaking on top of each other. Nzijukira nga gayo mwatadde wano laptop nawe otadde gwe toyina laptop naye ng'otukakasanga bw'olina macbook yo you get me. Nengamba bano bagayi but you could see that mwalina passion ekintu kye mwali mukola and everything and if I could put you to task ojjukira what was the title of episode number 1 of your very first
Or yali get to know us something I don't remember. It wasn't
yali migrating from Africa.
Is it?
Yeah, so migrating from Africa. So in there mwalinamu ebintu bingi nnyo nnyo. Amuliko episode chikati
116.
So 115 episodes later okulaba transitions emuyisemu change of studio from the oba mwali mukozesa na single lighting single camera
tuli mu ddiiro lya DT ku dining table ezo macbook zali tezikola n'okukola just for aesthetics.
I like how you guys did that because the content it was really important. Kati omutayinza agamba nti abamanyi until you go back to episode 1 and you start the journey. So omuntu ayinza okubalaba gundi zammwe kyembadde nkugamba wali in the beginning where omuntu ayinza okulaba reel yammwe of an episode or something oba nagenda ku TikTok nafunayo like a snippet. And then you get to understand the story when you get back to episode 1 because you guys explain how you came to come together, going to school together, the failed attempts. But what was really important for me was how Tatao yali alina okutega obukodyo akugenda nti olina embaga gy'ojjako e Uganda ng'ate teri embaga n'akukomyawo. You know, I used to see this in movies that you've grown up in the diaspora, right? Muzadde wayinza okusalawo n'akugamba nti gendako Africa olabe kiri kitya. So muzeeyiwo weeyisaamu wakolamu ebyekiyaaye ndowooza n'akuteeka ku nnyonyi n'agasokodde site olabe ekiriyo
n'annimba nti kubanga nali mwana nti njogere batya mu Luganda nali nnyo jealous nti baganda bange bakazini bange baliko ku page boy ku mbaga z'abantu naye nga ze tekwali annonda kubanga nalina nnyo fujjo kati taata wange ngeri gyali mugezi nnyo n'agamba
shout out to Double S. Later on tujja babuuliraawo Double S kitegeeza ki if you know you know
if you know you know
you get me.
N'agamba ono kati kamulimbe nti agenda kubeera page boy ku mbaga e Uganda era nampa pound 2 siri kyerabira tigenda ogula essuuti engatto ogenda Uganda bakuyisa kuti ogende ku mbaga
kakodyo k'amaanyi
nentuuka wano I think it was olunaku olwali lwokuna ne tugenda ku British Airways head office ticket n'agisazaamu eya return ne tugenda Kabojja siri kyerabira nga twagala kukola interview y'okuyingira ssomero kati I think nali supposed ogenda mu P7 ne bampa pepa ya P4 n'enjigwa nenduka emisindi nengamba sigenda kusomera wano kati netuva kaboja netugenda St Savio era nabo ne bampaya pifu nenjigwa then oluvannyuma netugenda Saapulo kagwa kati awo simanyi taata kyeyakola kubanga saatu entry exam naye bo ne banzikiriza ne banteeka mu P5
noyingira
nenyingira
yakola byesite oba omanyi otegedde but that was bwemba nkizizaayo because later on you re-enter the UK ne byakuyiga ki byewafunamu in that period of you coming back being in Uganda life eteeka okubanga yakunyigamu kubanga obulamu bw'engeri gy'obumanyidde okutambula birala and then you come back to Uganda. It's your motherland, but at that particular time Charling it's a foreign land, right? Kyakuyisaamu kityawo
banange taata okunziza e Uganda kyanyamba nnyo era mu biseera ebyo nali sikimanyi naye okula ebintu obizuula luvannyuma kwange bwe naddayo London nga ni mugezi nnyo kwange nayingira Saapulo nga ni bottom of the class naye we navaamu nga zaasinze mu zonna because I think at the time Saapulo yalina branch oba nnya nga zaasinga kusoma buli maths science byonna kati we naddayo London nga already near advanced so wenakola GCSE zonna nenziyita nengenda college byonna nembiyita then nengenda ku uni so Uganda yanyamba nnyo and then ne wenabeera wano nga taata Orisha so antwala like you take me to the village mukyalo nandeka eyo nze nayigira okufumba nayiga okwerabirira okubeera independent which is something every man needs naye eri London oluusi men are not given that opportunity okubeera independent naye ze kyanyamba nnyo so even when I went to university ga neerabirira ni muyonjo manyi kwefumbira and I feel like okudde Uganda kyanyamba nnyo priceless.
So still speaking of that, because now those are lessons from your father to you as one of the 16 lessons ki era ze walonda from that time zo applying to your own family right now.
Yeah, so nina abaana babiri and I think like for me it's important ffe twali bato nga wawulira Uganda otya kubanga we bakyogerako nti tugenda kuza Uganda owulira as if punishment towulira pride nti nyagala kugenda Uganda so that's one thing kyenyagala okukyusa nti abaana bange babeere bwe bawulira Uganda bali so happy okumanya nyagala twagala tugende tubeereyo holiday tetutya nti bwe tugenda ogenda tulekayo. Another thing was making sure nti twogera Luganda. Yes, ntimanyi ndo Luganda lwange.
You haven't perfected it,
but I try my best. So I'm making sure that nti ewaka twogera Luganda. Wembeera nabo twogera Luganda amanya gaabwe nti omuntu ababuuza nti gwani basooka erinnya lyabwe Uganda before we boogera erinnya lyabwe.
I'm going to tell you a story about that. So I'm in New York, right? Guy ambuuza, brother, how are you? How you doing? Ambuuza, atuuka the name part. Ambuuza, so what's your name, man? Ngamba, William, blah, 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 blah. Ngamba, no, brother, I'm disappointed in you. That is not your name. What is your African name? Every time somebody asks you what your name is, agogemanya goino kumua.
Yep.
Right. So my father, I come from northern Uganda. My father is a Choli. So my father had named me William after Prince William or England. Because my father has been living in London for 40 years.
Okay.
Right. So you're naming a William after the Prince. So after encountering a guy in New York, Langambe, Chonemubuze Linya, Nampa background there, I felt like it challenged me a lot. So I told my dad, good guy, wali linnya ki mu culture yaffe eritegeeza nti I'm a prince. To still keep your alignment of your English name you gave me. Nangamba erinnya lake Like, most people might read it as Lakers. It's written as Lakers, the NBA team.
Yeah.
But without the S.
Okay.
It's an actually name that means Prince.
Okay.
So I dropped my William name and I took on full on.
Laker, okay.
Yeah, because when I came back to Uganda, nali mpulira aba Minister nga Chintu Musoke, Amama Mbabazi. Like these guys, their parents, Baba Wamanyanga, they're through and through like African joints, right? It's like Nebuatuka anywhere in the world, introducing you feel like Chintu Musoke. You know? Who is that? Sebana Chizito. You dig?
Yeah.
So Amanyanga Gonga, you have pride in it. So I just had to, when you spoke of that, like how you've named your kids, and their introduction should always begin with their African name.
Always.
That was so powerful.
No, and that's what being in Uganda taught me. Kwanga wanowe twatuka nga bakuyita Mulinde Marvin. See Marvin Mulinde.
Yes.
And I kept that. So then when I had dayo, every time someone asked me, then Mulinde Marvin.
Yeah.
Well, if it was not for me, it was not mama wange. Kwanga mama wange yafa bambi naye yantuma Marvin. Naye senga sichecho, I would have changed it.
Oh, that's dope. Also, now speaking of your mom, I remember your pop. Well, of course, also man. You know what? I really wanted to talk to you because you did something really interesting. Waleta Tataoko podcast. Nabela vulnerable in front of cameras.
Yes.
Your pop is something like from the 50s or 60s, right?
Yes.
Same as my dad.
Yeah.
So as soon as I saw that, I said it to my brother, Nemubuza, dog, do you think Pop can sit down and be this vulnerable? Because I think my mother, Nafetuli Banjiko, well, with like 4 different mothers.
Okay.
So like I really connected with that episode because your pops was like honest.
Yeah.
And it's not something we get to like
witness
a lot.
Yeah.
How did you get your pops talk to you about that and allow you to film that? Because he talked some serious shit on the joint.
He did. Why do we mean even?
Wait, what?
Yeah, because it went on for a long time.
Yeah.
Kati the plan episode eyo nga twaga okwogera ku kwanga London nga waliwo problem with knife crime. Abaana betta nnyo n'ebiso batambula nnyo n'ebiso. Kati muganda wange yafa bamufumita ekiso. Kati in that time nga baleta nnyo bamama ku interview naye tuboogera nnyo ku bataata nga njagala taata wange ajje ayogere as a dad yawulira batya okumanya nti omwana we baamutta. Nga njagala baggayi abatambula n'ebiso bakirabe balabe omusajja nga waalumira omwana we. Yewe yajja ku podcast ate yenadda mu birala okitegeera. But I think it was almost a rehab or therapy for him to be able to say those things. Kwanga bambi naye ayina bingi ku mutima ate ng'awulira nti tasoogenda okumesinga buli omu bamanye byawulira. Ye n'akosa opportunity eyo okugamba bamanyi byonna kambyogere byonna bye nasobya kubanga obviously nze bwe nakula nga ndaba taata wange alina abakazi bangi nga nange njagala kubeera nga ye. Era njukira olulimu namugamba ngenda kuzaala mu buli ensi nabo ngene India ngene China mbeere kusinga n'abaana boyina.
Technically the US.
Exactly, literally. Kati I think ekyo yakula nga kimuluma nti I was idolizing his lifestyle. Kati nga yayagala okujja agamba abantu yes okubeera n'abakazi it's all fun and games naye nze nga wendi wenfa nkya nsobola okufa nga ninzeka sina omukyala ku side. And I think that was the beautiful part of his message was to say nti okubeera n'abakazi abanti si kirungi era tokikolanga. And that was beautiful, I think.
Yo, man, I took tons of lessons from that episode. I know car going viral, but for me it was not about it going viral, but it's to pick up the lessons. Because I remember, our transition from this to coming to this particular Wetuli was your mother being in Nairobi and your pops had to come over, all that. I like the part where you asked him that if he could take that back, and he's like, no, I lived the life. And there were no mistakes. There were lessons.
Exactly.
You know, ebyokuyiga biba bingi nnyo. Abantu bonna abatanalaba episode eyo gendako ku in my opinion olabe gundi yaabwe eyo. Episode ya ziri episode 3.
Parts, yeah, 3 parts.
But,
yeah.
3 parts. Ozirabe kubanga mzee wa Mav, man, he went all in. But I need to share kugamba nti you have to take pride on where you come from.
Yes.
And own up to whatever mistakes you did, because they're always lessons.
Always lessons. Kati nze nazula nti tuli balangira probably like 3 or 4 years ago. Bakola big meeting abechika.
Right.
Ne bagamba nti tuli balangira era mwina okutandika okweyita omulangira. And you know wobang over London. No, nti omuntu mulangira, you're expecting oba sente, oba something
like that.
And I'm like,
but do you know what, like, that brings me to my favorite movie of all time, Coming to America. Niggas meeting Ed Murphy in the joint. Like, why does niggas going back to
exactly, literally. That's what I was expecting, to come back to Uganda. I get my palace, and I get, and I came and I got nothing.
Right.
Literally nothing.
Thank you, man.
Being a mulangira is just a pride thing. There's nothing that comes with it. It hasn't really changed my life. It's entirely Marvin Mulinde.
All right. So, okubera ng'osibuka mu lulyo lulangira, tofunye benefits zaaki. Is it because tobeera wano oba?
To be fair, maybe simanyi, maybe benefits where ziri naye waliwo mulala aziri. I don't know, but I haven't immersed myself mwekyo okubeera abalangira biki because I think dida sibitegeera. Am I going to be king one day? Nafuka kabaka kugamba sibitegeera what? So maybe no kola research oyo.
I think you need to bring Kadu the second back on the pod, and he breaks it down to you like okubeera omuntu asibuka mu lulyo olulangira wadde abeera mu nsi oba tagibeeramu ofunamu ki
kitegeeza.
I know it's all about like enono traditions and everything, you know.
Ngamubuuza. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Actually, you could make it like a documentary. You can even do it in like the UK and document like the people in UK who are in the royal family. Bebata sembeza nnyo, but they're also
there.
You know.
Eyo idea nungi.
Yeah.
Njakuwa royalties.
10%. How about In My Opinion podcast? Tell me you are at the airport and this girl is checking you in. Like, oh my God, that's you.
Yeah.
What places in the world have you gone to and people know who you were? And you're like, wow, taken aback.
But nang support je tufuna. Yeah, man, no. Na the one time I said, this is crazy. Nagenda Thailand. Thailand again, I just holiday. You know, normally the wengenda like when better Uganda, I might do interviews. I just holiday, no work.
Right.
Na tuli out tuli ku beach. Awala ne bajene bagamba. Yegwe ku podcast. Then I could not believe it. Ngaba Thailand.
How many miles is those from the UK to?
Simanyi na many miles.
Yeah.
Voila. Kwanga flight was like 13 hours.
Sheesh.
So again Thailand, and then Germany, nagena Germany, ngabatumanya Germany, nagena Portugal, nagena Malta, and it's just man, like the support is crazy.
Have you? Because my podcast to watch are you guys. Who is the other guy? Joe Budden in the US, Drink Champs in the US, Ninenda Legend of South Africa, yeah, Mac G. Like I'm a global citizen. Band about what's going on wherever the world, right? But these guys, after finding out Ntinobalina following Yamanyi, right? What they did to capitalize on that is they started world tours. Like back in Denmark, Baje London, Baje Paris, because they following Yabutakoma, just the US. But how do you capitalize on that? Go and do live shows in these countries. I think you guys should try to do that.
Twaga nnyo okikola naye tulina omu group yaffe sigenda okumwogera erinnya naye yeemanyi tayagala nnyo okutambula tayagala nnyo nnyonyi era that's why olaba nti we tujja Uganda njja n'omu
Yetajja.
Oli tajja.
Paperwork awetali straight. Paperwork awetali
Then the
straight.
paperwork ali straight naye ye ayagala nnyo okutambula nga kirimu sente. Nti tugenda kukola sente.
Intentional.
Bwe bagenda tugenda kukola sente siina gatambula kubanga ye tayagala nnyonyi. Naye I think this year things are changing kubanga obviously support y'amaanyi ate tosobola okukiteekinga for granted. Naddala support ya abantu baffe wano e Uganda. Without them tetwandibadde we tuli. Kubanga mu ntandika be baatuteeka waggulu. That big following atandikira Uganda, so we have to give a payback. So God willing, a tour esooka outside London egenda kuba wano e Kampala in January,
man,
hopefully.
So nice. Yeah, kubanga mwana ndaba bagaye be US awo kyali London baliwa bagenze ku global tour of. I'm like, you guys are not singers, you're not rappers. Why are you
Why
touring?
touring?
We are just
nange nali sibiteekera kubanga waliwo n'abatouringa UK ne batouringa Manchester, Birmingham, London. Nebuuza mutouringa biki? Lwaki tebajja e London ne bakulaba? But that's how big your following is. So ate jjukira the other issue is bano abantu b'oyogeddeko ba drink shots baani ba podcasting full time. Ffe tetuli full time. Ffe tulina emirimu. We actually have tukuba kyeyo, we have day jobs. Podcasting is a side
you're
thing.
Talking about issues. Like you guys are drinking over a pint.
Because podcasting, what they ekola sente, fetuli basatu on the pod, and then behind the scenes, three people in a team, so 6 people. To get 6 people getting off full time, podcasting nokubanga ekola sente.
And this is not. We are not talking of like no centers at YouTube.
No. Endorsements. I mean big endorsements. I mean
telecom companies in the UK.
Shits and gigs.
Oh yeah,
shits and gigs. Just
killing it.
Ku membership yabe yokka. I think they pull in at least £200,000 a month. So that's the kind of money I'm talking about. When you start making certain gigs, also call full time tola bakola wauto because sente zinga. Nayenga webanga muri awo muchakola. It's very difficult. To be touring. Naye tujja kikola mu linnya lya Yesu. I'm sure one day tujja kikola.
Challenges ki eziri mugundi mu ku podcasting of course tujjemu ekya finances.
Bwe nali muto nga nyagala
batugaye gwe Beyonce wa.
We boogera but I don't agree. When I nkula nga nyagala nnyo Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, ne neebuuza why boy bands break up? Mukola sente. Mwina abafanzi bangi, why did they break up? Naye when nayingira podcast eno nenkitegeera waki. Kubanga it's challenging. Okubeera ne tuli basatu, 3 men, 3 egos, 3 different ideologies. It's very difficult okubeera nga we are always in agreement. So oluusi challenge zaffe ziri nti maybe njagala kuleeta gwe ku podcast bali ne bagamba tetumwagalako naye nga nze ngambe nedda why not kati eyo challenge emu. Then wasooka okubeerawo challenge nti topic gye njagala okwogerako waliwo ekiseera nga twogera nnyo ku Uganda nga bo bawulira nti naffe tuli ba Nigeria twogereko ku Nigeria naye difference is bo tebamanyi nnyo culture yaabwe nga nze wemanyi eyange. So it's difficult for them okwogera ku Nigeria. So that is another problem. Then waliwo issue kati nga gwe gyoyogeddeko tusaaga naye waliwo eya commenting ekintu ekyo nti oli ye Michelle of the podcast Sukali ye Beyonce awone tuyomba kati podcast ogifuddeyo biki. So waliwo challenges ezo naye kituyamba nti tuli genuinely friends. Waliwo abantu abajja ku podcast just let's call a podcast. Naife we are actually brothers. Twasoma fenna. I've known those guys for almost 20 years. So buli wetufuna challenges ezo, foundation is where we come back to nti jukira tuli bemkwano. So let's remember that tuleme okutwala ebintu wala.
That's really important.
Very important.
And the only way for somebody to understand that is if it's more than the business. It's friendship first.
It's friendship first. Yeah.
That reminds me of Bagaya Bava ku Joe Biden in the beginning and they created their own podcast. So egos can also drive people to like, you don't want to, let me go start my own thing.
Ate si byangu. And that's why for me, Chemutamanyi, podcast ya kagwa amirwa Mulinde 10, but no one's seen it. Because we always record extra episodes. But we're too young bangezo zifuluma. Now we've ended like 10 times. Another thing, to get a group therapy.
Yeah.
Kwanga, one thing about duga wagara therapy, we see as emasculating.
Right.
Nae therapy is important. Kwanga, nobody is made whole. Fena tuine bizibu byafe. So budi wetufuna ebizibu nga tuyita therapist waffe ajja ne tutuula ffenna nga wano buli omu n'ayogera ekizibu kye ne tukisortinga.
Man, that's so powerful. Omanyi ndaba most of the times podcasters are global. They begin off the podcast nga bakubuuza, how are you? Omuntu n'addamu fine. But they follow up that with, how are you?
How are you? Really
Si bino ng'omuntu bw'akubuuza nti how are you n'oddamu fine. But ebyaddala, how are you?
Yeah.
Guy n'agamba nti most of the times the happiest in the group agenda through a lot of things.
Yes.
Like outside of this frown gy'ateekako first, emabegeyo, a lot of things going on. So chiri kitya your ends. How really are you, bro? Because you're happy. I see your Instagram or popping up bottles and everything. But how are you doing, bro?
You know, life is not easy, man. Life is not easy. Like I said, nafira muganda wange kuva we yafa.
Right.
I've never been the same.
Yeah.
I've never been the same. Sometimes I just feel I'm just existing. Nze ni muntu nyamba nnyo abantu. A lot of people depend on me. So ndusi mpulira nti sisobola kuwumulamu. You know, there's days where you just want to give up. Wasimu no stay. I can't. You know what I mean? So ngawe ndi katikati. I'm happy ni Burundi ni Uganda. But could I be happier? Yes, I probably could be. Yeah.
Do you ever pull up with your family? Not like your family, your siblings, but your
my
own
kids.
family.
Yeah, not just Navalaga, Uganda, like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, before COVID. Era ngina baza. Nanyagadde nnyo basomere wano abaana bange. Bafune experience eyo.
Because most of the time, I remember omuntu, you could be going through a lot. We're siblings, let's say we're siblings, but we fall out sometimes. But abantu botimes like falling out is your direct family. The kids that come from you, the wife you had, whatever. Like, we are not going through a divorce, but there's that bond that you guys always have.
Yes.
I'll tell you something like, speaking of COVID, there's this chick I broke up with. And the second 30 days of the lockdown, I was going through it.
Oh, okay.
You get me? So I broke up with this chick really bad, cuss her out, call her out of her name. But guess who came through for me during the second leg of the lockdown?
It was her.
Yo, Shorty sent me $2,000. Do you know what $2,000 could do for a nigga during lockdown?
Of course. That is big. That is big.
And, dog, from that day, I was like, the people we treat bad,
Maybe
the karma moment could either be good or bad.
I hear it.
Like, I felt small because of the way I treated this girl and how she came back to help me out.
Back to you. But you're only human.
Man.
Do you know what I mean? We make mistakes. The good thing is, kati to take accountability. That they'll say, so what? But the fact is, you've taken accountability. That happened to me as well. You know, and it's always a woman.
Yeah,
it's always a woman. But one thing is, you have to be self-aware. Because one thing you can't receive with a closed fist. So in this world, be giving, not just money, time, care, and in due time, it's like a circle. So yeah, that's powerful, man. I'm glad she came through for you.
Life, man, humbles you. Any life lessons you have for us?
My main life lesson is
Luganda and you gotta do it in English.
I can do. Okay, you've allowed me. As long as you know where you stand, you will never be out of place. So by that I mean, be confident in yourself. Whatever you're doing, work, relationship, marriage, as long as you've put your best foot forward, you can't control anything else. You can't control the variables. And that's one thing that I struggle with sometimes, and I keep telling myself, as long as you've done what you can, be authentic. Like say, for example, twakora podcast, twakora culture is Africa that we don't like. Kati bone balete zabe Nigeria, ngabi no bibakora kusala their faces. Then ngamba engeri jina zaalo muwala, bino byokusika sibyagala. Do you know what I mean? Ogenda obasenga nakole ebintu ebyo sibyagala era nani yagadde nti oba ngabaga babikole abantu abali omuntu omukulu ate nga ayagadde abantu ne bajja mu community nga baga kunkansi
Baganda girls, right?
Wachi otwogerako toli mukazi wandireese omukazi n'abyogerako neneebuuza naye sikyogedde mu bubi. I was just trying to say sani yagadde nkikole omwana wange. And I struggled a lot with that. Normally when we have episodes abantu ne boogera I don't listen. Naye that one I struggled. Kwanga I came from a good place.
Right.
But people didn't see it that way. So I had to do an apology. Now apologizing. But deep in my heart, I know where I stand. I know that Saj Kola movie, I was just trying to speak from a good place. So that's my life lesson.
Omuntu ajja n'akuvuma nga takumanyi nena ateekali comment ezito ku page yo.
No, I don't think so. Waliwo ekigambo mu Luzungu, I think kiri familiarity breeds contempt. Basically, omuntu, when you start getting too familiar with someone, akamanyiro ekayingirira. Kwanga you think you know me now. Kwanga naba ku podcast or naba every week kati wodoza until so kunkomentinga. Naye sengon sanga outside, you'd never say those things to me. So yes, I think internet here they say tuntecho nti abantu baroza baso kuvuma omuntu bichi. That's why I think mu Australia baga kuleta digital ID. Ti buli account mamanye who's behind it. So oyogera ebintu ebyo baso kusanga
accountability.
Kwanga nzisifayo okubeera no opinion naye why choya okuvuma omuntu? Why does it have to go so low? Nze we naba ekintu ku timeline nga sikyagala, I just swipe. I don't start sitandika commenting ate bichi so nkyewunya nnyo abantu, but those trolls aba commenting ebintu byekisiru, I don't understand it.
On the flip side, what have been the benefits byemufunyemu no actually tugaye byemufunyemu byofunyemu gwe ng'omuntu? This is Sukali outside of the brand of in my opinion podcast. Outside of that, benefits are social media zibadde ki?
Benefits zibadde nyingi, to be fair. Like when Ali Mutonga nyagala nnyo okugenda ku red carpet is a movie premiere and however actor,
right,
kati nfunye those opportunities. You get nfunye opportunities okolagana ne brands, you know, and you just think abantu bakusasa just to speak or right. Then I think biggest opportunity is abantu abatali bana Uganda nti we balooza ku Uganda basoko kulooza nze London. Do you know what I mean? To be known as somebody that he loves his country so much. Nti kwanga abantu bagamba oyo Mulinde buli wemula ayambala saati ya Uganda or ayambala kanzu. So having that opportunity of representing a country and Gwanga is the best benefit I've got.
That's nice.
It makes me so proud.
Yeah, to be like the number one stop in London.
Yeah, and we need to do something with Ugandans. Katukubira Mulinde. It's honestly, it's a blessing.
Meanwhile, you have a really iconic jersey. This is the last time I saw this. It had people like Majid Mosisi wearing that. That is like early 90s.
Yeah.
How the hell do you even have that?
Kati,
where do you source this from?
I sourced it from a antiques retro football jersey store in America. I was looking for Uganda because you know when you come in again, I want much cool no for a Uganda jersey. You wash it once, it's gone. I said I want to spend money on an authentic Ugandan jersey. Where can I find one? I stayed on Google for such a long time and I came across this. He had like 2 left in stock and I bought both of them.
Majid Mosisi is what comes to mind.
Yeah.
When I walked into that and saw you in there, Nenga, this guy is really dedicated.
I'm so dedicated.
Because also remember, episode ya tatao yali ayambadde kanzu gwali oyambadde essaati y'ekikoyi
yes.
nengamba this guy man
Yeah.
I haven't seen so many Ugandans who love like Uganda like deeply.
So deep, by the way.
You know, man.
So deep.
Because some people do it just for the gram and socials and everything, but you could tell that konebobo ogenda ku airport obo yambadde Uganda. Like this guy is dedicated.
Newe nkola interview and they allow me to wear what I want. Kwanga olusi bagamba bakwa wardrobe. Naye bakukiriza. I say I'm gonna wear my kanzu. I'm gonna wear my chikoyi. Kwanga going interviewing aja kumbuza. What's that? And I get the chance to say, oh, this is from Uganda. So yeah, any opportunity.
Man, as we wind this up, you recently had on BN, Sauti Soul, Flavor, Nigeria. Like Molly Big, those are really mega stars to give you time.
Yeah.
Never about half an hour of their time. That means you guys are pushing the culture right now and the world is watching.
Yeah.
What's your takeaway from such global successions being invested to come in a young pod like you?
Even as you say it, I get goosebumps because I never, Nadisiro's auntie will ever get to that level.
Right.
So I'm so thankful to God and thankful to my friends, the team we are fair. The takeaway for me would be always stay authentic. People bagala nnyo okukola shortcut. Kwanga bagala nnyo okutuukiriza success mu bwangu, which I understand. But there's beauty in the struggle. Okitegera ffe twatandika nga tuweereza ma email we are begging abantu okwegaya jangu podcast
right.
nga bamu babookinga ne batajja ate nga you book studio time okitegeera ne tubonaabona to come to this point now where these artists are reaching out to us. BN's team reached out to us. Nti BN ayagala nnyo podcast yammwe ayagala kujjako. I couldn't believe it.
It was in the work.
Huh? Yeah. It was outside of our schedule. We had to book a studio. Flavor, his team reached out to us. And I could not believe it. I said, ku podcast zone ziri wano, wacha ayagala yaffe.
Authenticity.
Nagama authenticity. Ate you guys muri unapologetically African. We actually get it. And I love that. So I don't take it for granted. But the advice I would give people is always stay authentic. Don't look for clickbait. About cheating, who's cheating on who, pays for the first date. No, stay authentic. Give the world something that in 5 years you'd be proud of.
Yeah.
You know.
That's deep.
So that's the way I see it.
It's good.
No, this what right. I've been following him for such a long time before I even started anything.
Oh man.
Watching him on Instagram. One chance of meeting. I promise I just podcast here. Man, and I met him the day I was leaving.
Day you're leaving, yeah. Who did I have on that day?
You had on
Indy.
Yes.
Vienna Indy. They joined from Next Media.
Yes. And I said, one day hopefully I get to be on there, and the day has come. And that's why I say authenticity.
Circle, right?
Authenticity. Senga na changuis or chipapia.
Yeah.
But God made it happen, wabba. So I just want to say thank you so much, brother, for inspiring us.
Yeah. For
being one of the visionaries in this media thing in Uganda, and for always being authentic and for being so welcoming. Honestly, bro.
You're global, and like when we speak of authenticity and what you guys did, and that one line, Bagamba, live your truth so that nobody can use your truth against you.
Preach
it. Get me? So you could see people who do it like organically, authentically, no gimmicks. Eventually our path are meant to cross, like, you know,